Welcome, guys. I'm just going to mute you all first of all. Welcome to the team call, and thank you all for making it. I think probably it's certainly in the UK, it's a beautiful day, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's quite a lot of people sitting outside having several glasses of whatever they fancy and a barbecue. I know Donna's done that this afternoon as well. Damn it, I didn't get time. I've just got lemon in water. But I thought it would be useful today, just because of the strange season, if we want to call that we're in, just to talk about what's been working for me and to kind of just go through a bit of a step-by-step process for what's been working for me in terms of planning my groups. And I thought the national wake up call, I think it was last week, was really useful in saying the coach that was on that call was saying, I haven't really changed anything. I haven't changed the way that I'm inviting. I haven't changed the way that I'm presenting the business opportunity or the way that I'm inviting into my challenge groups. And certainly, in terms of the way that I'm strategizing my month, I'm hoping that you guys are all starting to make plans for when you're going to call people to action for your boot camp. And if indeed you're doing sneak peeks and you're inviting to the business opportunity, that you've set specific dates. This is something we've covered in another call, but it is so important. And I think particularly at the moment where people's lives have been turned upside down, when they come to our social media, it's so important that it all makes sense and that we're not flitting from one to the other. So that's kind of the first. Oh, hold on one second. Yeah, okay, that's a really good question, Lisa. You're still doing cold invites. I haven't done any for a couple of weeks, and I was just wondering what everyone else is doing. So, to start with, I was like, softly, you don't know where people are, you don't know who's lost their job, you don't know how they're feeling. We're all kind of bedding into this new normal. I mean, I really hope it's not a new normal, but for the most part, for the foreseeable future, it is. And so I didn't really want to be inviting to the coach opportunity. That was something that I wasn't doing. And then as time's gone on, and I think people are getting more clarity on where they are, i.e., we're in lockdown. Most of us all of us in the UK are in lockdown, unless we're key workers. And we know where we are with our jobs, hopefully. Either we've been furloughed, we've lost our job, or we're continuing. And that sounds really blunt and hey ho, it's fine. And obviously it's not fine. For a lot of people, that's really, really hard. But I think with that, something that I've kind of learned just through the way that I've been messaging is that actually people want to see certainty right now. They want to see certainty from our social media, and they want to see confidence in our own businesses and confidence in what we have to offer and enthusiasm in what we have to offer. And so in that sense, nothing's really changed. And I say that because certainly, if I take a look at my own business over the past few weeks, the number of the coaches that I have, for example, who I thought loads of people would go inactive, I've had more coaches going active than inactive in a long, long time. So that was something that I second guess. Oh, right, all of a sudden all my coaches are going to go inactive. Actually, guys, those people who are serious about their business, in my business, they are going to continue to make that investment because it is an investment in their business. And those coaches who aren't kind of all in and don't see the bigger picture, they're the ones that are going to go inactive. And so that gave me confidence just in my own business to see that that's what was going on. Well, of course it would have been what was going on if I really think about it. And so in answer to your question, Lisa, I've just started inviting people immediately. And the reason why I've started doing that is that the traction, and I don't know whether you guys are seeing this, the traction in my Instagram at the moment is I've got double the amount of story watchers, I've got double the amount of engagement in my posts, and I'm getting so many people following me that actually if I spent that time saying, hey, how are you? Thanks for liking my recent post. Are you on a fitness journey too? Or how long have you been on your fitness journey? I actually wouldn't get to being able to do all the invites I need to do. So really for me in my business, and I'm not saying that's going to be the same for all of you. And again, it comes down to your personality. How would you like to be invited? And for me right now, I am doing cold invites because of that volume coming in. And I think, from what I'm seeing, there's so much need for what we have to offer. And I think, this is something that I really realized, we need to be those people who have a really clear idea, right? When's our boot camp going to start? When are we going to start prep week? When's the definitive hard start date? Because you know what people need now more than ever, and I'm seeing it more than more with the kind of conversations and the feeling that I'm having these conversations, people are absolutely lost. For the most part, people don't know how to deal with this environment where, you know, they have been gym bunnies or they've gone out to work. And so the physical exercise, whether or not they're wanting to join as a coach or as a customer, if we can give them definitive dates and something that's really rock solid right now, I think that's really helping them. And so I've done a call to action, you know, this week. I started on Wednesday. My prep week for 10 rounds starts tomorrow. And I am talking about 10 rounds because that's the program I'm doing and I'm absolutely loving it. And the hard start date of that will be next Monday. So not this Monday coming, the Monday after. And I have so much interest. And I'm not really treating it any differently from the perspective of, you know, and this is something that I've learned, so I'm just going to share. And I was having a conversation with Donna actually and Lisa. I put a post out there in the team page about how in the National Wake Up Call this week, they were talking about how people who enrolled with Just Bod are usually something like 85% less engaged. It was something like that. And Lisa said, yeah, I see that. And Donna said something like, yeah, I think I see that. And I've enrolled a lot of, I must be similar to Donna, like maybe 7 or 8 bods over the past week's 10 days on quarterly. And I can tell you now, I'm kind of kicking myself in the foot, and or wherever the hell you kick yourself when you're kicking yourself, because those people have come in, they were potential coaches. I've got them in to try and get them in now. And actually that phrase, and I know Danielle uses this in Run Wild, she says it a lot. She says, you have to have skin in the game. When you've got skin in the game, you're more engaged, you're more all in, because you've invested not only your kind of time, but your money. You've lost hard, cold cash. And I really strongly stand by the fact that now, having seen that situation roll out, number one, I'm not best placed to help people if I'm just going to get them in on board, because number two, they're not going to be engaged. And then therefore, number three, they're not going to get results. And I think that is something that I'm going to start seeing. Now, it's not to say I'm not trying to convert them over, but I'm having a really hard job doing it. And I don't know whether anyone else is, yeah. So I just want to kind of explain it as we go, because I know we were talking about that. And I think, yes, absolutely, get them in on board if there's nothing else you can do. But I would absolutely say, don't change your procedure. What has always been kind of the procedure in this team, which is explain to them how the bootcamp works, explain to them what they get, for what price are they in. Okay. And that's you explaining the challenge pack. Don't change that, because I think I was like, oh, I don't want to be seen to be grabbing their money right now. Like, it's just not the right time. So I'm going to be really kind. And I am still running my free group. I'm still posting a few bits in there. But actually what I've learned is that I'm not being kind, because it's not getting them the results, and they're not getting on board with it. And then therefore they're not seeing the benefit of the full package, which is what Carl always goes on about. And it is so, so true. And I think, oh, Marty's trying to get in. I think if we think about, you know, why we love what we do, why we're still here, I can guarantee if you think about it, would it be just because of the programs that you're still here and the community, or would it be because you've had the Shakeology, the pre-workout, the Recover, you felt great with the Shakeology, you've done your program and you've got amazing results? Because I should think it's the latter. And so therefore, I think we have to be really confident in the fact that actually what people need now more than ever is that full package. And yes, there are going to be people who say they can't afford it, but there's still going to be those conversations to be had. Okay, great, I completely understand that. I know it's a really difficult time, but now more than ever is the time that you need to pour into yourself. And that's not you trying to get them across the line because you just want their money. That's genuine, heartfelt. And you know, if you're having those conversations with people, you will see and feel their struggle. And I don't know if anyone else is seeing that, but I actually really get quite worried, because I think, God, we're so bloody lucky right now to be doing this, to be able to have this at our fingertips, to be able to be in a routine with it. Because I think about, for myself even, like, where would I be without these programs and just being able to have the Shakeology every day? I'd be literally losing my mind. And so I think you have to hold that strong every time you're having those conversations. Don't think that it's you trying to sell a product or trying to push something on someone when they have no money, because actually the little money that they do have, really, like, particularly if they've got children at home all day. You know, I think of Ginny, she's not on this call, but my God, she shows up on the Zoom workouts with me every morning. She's a single parent of 2 kids. she's working full-time from home, she's a financial advisor, she's been in the house on her own for like 10 days, and she's like, my God, Izzy, I honestly don't know where I would be if I didn't have my shake and I didn't do my workouts with you every morning. And when somebody says that to you, you then go forward into your business and speak to those people about why the total solution is really what they need to be doing, and knowing like in your heart that you're not trying to sell them something, you're genuinely trying to help them. So I think, you know, this is something that Thomas was talking about in our business builder page or on a call, I can't remember which, but the value of the total solution right now is more valuable than it's ever been. And I think, you know, just really think about that in your own circumstance. And if you know, and I know like just because we're coaches, it doesn't mean we don't struggle, right? And I think that's really important to talk about. I'm sure we're all going through our own struggles with this whole situation because we're human and we're not used to this situation. But I bet there's something in this community and in this total package that you're really able to draw on right now. And if you're not kind of all in on your program, maybe think about tonight, like, how can I get all in on my program again? How can I get all in on my Shakeology? How can I get all in on my nutrition? Because now's the time for people to look to us and go, oh my God, you inspire me so much. Like, this is what I need to see. And I get messages like that, like probably 5 times more than I've ever had right now, because people look at me and they're like, you know, Charlotte, who's one of my new coaches, she's an NHS A&E nurse, and she was on the call, like the social call with us on Friday, and she'd messaged me on Wednesday morning and I'd posted my workout clips, and she said, Izzy, thank you so much for posting that, because you were the motivation that got me out of bed to do my workout and I felt like crap. And she said, you're amazing, thank you so much for inspiring me to get out of my bed. And I was literally like, and she'd seen a 55-year-old man die in his bed the night before, you know. So don't ever underestimate what we're doing here. Like, we're really needed. So show up for the people that really, really need us, and let that be your calling, because geez, there's so many people who need us, seriously. And the other thing that was really interesting, and I know we're really good at posting the workouts, and I think that's really important right now because people they need workout inspiration, right? So I think doing a bit of everything is great. But I think it was Donna I was talking to the other day, and I did a poll for what do you want to see more of from me, workouts or mindset. 91% said mindset. And so people are really like, they're really struggling with their mindset. But what that says to us is, let the workouts be about mindset right now. Yeah. Don't stop posting your transformations. If you're getting great transformations, great. But try to tap into that more, because I genuinely think right now, the total solution we have is about mental health. Yes, they're going to feel better because their body's going to be full of better nutrition because they're going to be having the Shakeology. And it's interesting, I did a little task in our bootcamp group the other day, and it said, and I said, like, research one of the ingredients in Shakeology. And I think it was Tasha researched one of them, or it was either me or Tasha. And one of the ingredients I researched actually really helped with anxiety, depression, and mood. And I just thought to myself, yeah, like, have you ever like missed a day of Shakeology and felt like absolute shit? Because if I miss my Shakeology, I feel like crap. Donna, sorry, I'm just looking at these comments. Lisa, I've been doing cold invites again, but I've been checking in with people, asking how they are first. Yes, and that's exactly what I've been doing. So like, I think if we go and do a follow-up and we're like, hey, I hope you're good, do you want to join? Like, that's insensitive, isn't it? Like, so hey, how are you doing in all of this? Are you okay? Like, that's generally how I'll, like, and then I'll lead into my normal kind of conversation, but just being a bit feeling. That sounded dodgy. Donna, I think the nutrition review. Donna, do you want to talk instead of just?
Need to whisper a little bit because we're trying to get Grace to sleep. But yeah, basically it was something that I was talking to SJ about. I found that so many people are complaining that that they're all, you know, like just constantly reaching for snacks, constantly in the snack cupboard, because I find that as well, when you work from home, you tend to eat more. So you've kind of got to have like a bit more of a kind of like regimented way of doing things, or otherwise you will. And I think if you've not got the willpower, you've not got the motivation, or you don't have the support to do that, you will just naturally just reach for the crap. Plus, it's been harder to get fresh, healthy things because people have been bulk buying. So really all that's been left for people is the crap. It's been awful. So SJ and I were talking about this the other day. I think like we really need to push more on the nutrition and the things like the 2B mindset and clean weeks and ultimate portion fix and things like that, because actually I think that's what people desperately need, is that kind of help with like getting out of a really bad cycle. And interestingly, one of the things that I've always struggled with was people who are on Slimming World, they watch everything on my Instagram, constantly watching, they interact, they chat to me, but not once have they ever wanted to sign up for a boot camp, because they're like, well, I'm already losing weight on Slimming World. I quite like just watching some of your videos, and I do the odd one at home, but I don't need to. They're not realizing that obviously they will plateau at some point, and actually just losing weight isn't going to be like, it's not the final solution. But anyway, I've noticed that a lot of them now, because they've not got their weekly meetings, are all spiraling, and they're kind of writing a lot of things about how, you know, they're really struggling for motivation at home, and they're all about the community. So actually I've noticed that they're a lot more interested in what we're doing in terms of workouts now, because they need a bit of support. So it's that kind of like, so if you know, if you're someone who's already got a nutrition program or something that works for you, then push the workouts. And if it's somebody that actually, you know, like they're okay, but actually it's the nutrition side of things and we need to push that. So I think it's just about talking about everything, because I think the mindset part is so important, but I also think that the nutrition part is really important for people just now, because it all obviously links together.
And it's so interesting you said that, because 2 days ago I did a post and I put, to the girl who has a negative relationship with food, and I wrote a whole post about my experience with food, which I think is initially how Donna and I connected, actually. I had 300, I don't know if you've lost me, but I had 300 likes almost. And I'm having a conversation, just as Donna said now, with somebody that commented on it. And I'm sending her ultimate portion fix. So, you know, Donna's absolutely right. Just, yes, having the boot camps in place is really important, because people, to build trust, they need to see that you're serious about your business, that you have set dates, but obviously being aware, you know, just being natural people, having conversations like what's their struggle, you know, asking them the questions and getting the information from them, because absolutely. And I think, you know, even like I was just thinking as Don was talking about the nutrition, like maybe you post more about, you know, just little stories of you having your protein bar, you know, because actually I don't know whether anyone else agrees right now, but for me right now, the beach bar is really saving me, because I could go into the cupboard and get a packet of crisps, or I could go into the cupboard and get a beach bar, you know. So that kind of stuff, when really that's a lot of the time that's what people are thinking about right now. They're sitting on the sofa and then they're going into the cupboard, and that's really all they can think about. And that sounds awful, but I think it's the genuine truth. I think it's just the way that the mind procrastinates. And I think if you haven't done UPF or 2B mindset, they're two very different nutrition things. Think about doing it for yourself, and maybe if you haven't done it, taking people through that journey on lockdown, because my God, would that be powerful. Remember, UPF is cheap. I never know what the UPF cost is with the challenge pack, Donna. What is it?
So just now, if you go on and you want to do, say, 10 rounds or something like that, you get a little pop-up that comes up that says that you can get ultimate portion fix for something like an extra like £30 or something like that, £40. So basically you get the whole challenge pack, and you get ultimate portion fix with everything for literally about £200. It's insane. Whereas ultimate portion fix on its own is like 180.
Yeah, because I was looking at it for this woman who has Beachbody on demand. So I'm just trying to work out how I can send it to her best. That's really good to know, because that's the thing I always am less confident with ultimate portion fix, because I've not been a huge advocate of it, what the exact costing is, because it always varies, doesn't it? That's amazing to get it for 200 quid. So yeah, I think, you know, right now I know a lot of us are feeling all over the place as well, and it is, as I said, it's totally natural, but let it be the motivation for you to like get in on your mindset. And like if you're doing a program and you're not connecting with it, or you've kind of half-assed it, start something again, get excited about something, let it be your distraction, because ultimately, you know, we all know this, pour into your own cup and it will overflow. But if you're not pouring into you first and really seeing your own results, we can't expect to then help other people. And I know we all know that, but just really think about that in this season right now. I think it's so important to, because we're not doing much else in terms of, you know, this is our like main exercise focus, you know, if you like, we're not getting out of the house. I think it's really important that you connect with whatever program you're doing, because it is going to be the thing that kind of, well, for me, I like my 10 rounds workout brightens my day. Like I'll be honest, I love it, you know. It's what gets me up in the morning. And I think, you know, with sneak peeks, you know, Lisa was saying about invites, and I was talking about like not to change things, keep doing your sneak peeks. I know I saw Marty and Chelsea and I think Tasha and one other, I'm not sure who it was, did a sneak peek together. And you know, I think really good on you. Like, just keep cracking on, because that builds confidence. If people see that you're just continuing, you're still there, you're still doing exactly what you've always done, that builds confidence. I think the moment that we start to just be like, then that we're going to lose confidence from people, because they're going to think, oh, okay, well, shit's hit the fan over there. Yes, Nisha and Franco, yeah, and that's awesome. How did it go? Good.
I'm just looking for the mute button. I think it went really well, and it was nice to have Tasha's coach Franco on, because it gave the male perspective of it. And he basically talked about the personal development and the mindset of it all. And I think it worked out pretty well. We had a nice little, you know, like script going around where we each talk about different portions of what this offers us as a total body solution. And yeah, so we posted it on our pages now. So
yeah, I need to watch it, because you posted it, didn't you? I need to watch it. I'm going to watch it later. But well done. Like, well done. Like, that's what you want to see. Like, that's going to build confidence. These guys haven't done a sneak peek together, and they're choosing now as the time to do it. So go for it, you know, and much like they have been saying the national wake up calls. And this is like, I think back to like the credit crunch in 2008, and I was a new negotiator in the center of London, and the whole market crashed, and like overnight the property market crashed. And it was so true. Like, in that time, you kind of have a choice. Like, you either come crashing down with everything that's going on around you, or you just continue, and actually you will come out on top, as opposed to just plateauing. So these situations are genuinely a real opportunity to do this with your business, but only if you have the right mindset with it. And I've seen that happen, and I can feel it happening now. And I think people are watching us. And even if they're not getting in on the challenge pack right now, but they're watching you, I can promise you, when you come out the other side, your business is going to go like this, because you will have shown up, and people are going to, when they've got their money and they've got back in their jobs, they're going to sign up with you, because you're going to have been that person that's been so invaluable to them at a time that's been really stressful for them. And you just showing up on your social media will have brought joy to their day and enthusiasm, positivity. So just keep doing what you're doing. And I think sharing the community, like, you know, I try to share a Zoom call workout every day, and I know that doesn't work for everyone, but you know, if there's a time that you want to work out, like, reach out in the Hustle and Heart thread and say, hey, I'm going to do a workout this time. And because people love seeing that community, they love it. And that, for people right now, is something they're really missing. You know, some people are living on their own, and can you imagine like that, just being able to tap into doing their workout and someone else is on, you know. I know for Ginny, who we have like a 10-minute chat every morning, and that for her is like, she's on her own, and that's really important to her. So let's, you know, show that community. And I think for you as well, I think for all of us, it's important. I know like some of the girls here were on the call on Friday, and I really enjoyed it. It was just so much fun to all come together. We had a bit of a laugh. And we were chatting about how, like, when this is all over, Lisa's had an idea that we should get a villa in Europe somewhere and do like a mini summit and do like mini trainings, and maybe get corporate to come down. And Lisa was talking about we could do like little mini prizes. And how amazing would that be? And the guys from Canada and America can come as well, and just all come together as a team. So, you know, I think we have got that to look forward to. Obviously, I can't see when it's going to be, but you know, just, we're so lucky to have this community, and I'm so grateful for all of you guys. So yeah, was there anything anyone wanted to add? 10 rounds, by the way, if you didn't already know, for customers, launches on Monday, so tomorrow. But hopefully you guys already knew that. So yeah. Oh yes. Oh, perfect, Marty. Okay, boom. Yeah, because your trip wasn't cheap, was it?
no, so from what I understand, the hotel will refund back, but I did go through Expedia, so it's just going to have to take them a while to Expedia has to contact the hotel and get the full refund. As for the flights, they won't refund, but they'll give me a credit and I'll have to use them by next year.
Well, yeah. And I think, you know, I was saying to Lisa on Friday, those of us who were intending to go to Summit had kind of tried to plan to put that money aside. And so, you know, a European trip, it would just be amazing. It'd be so much cooler than Summit. So yeah. Does anyone want to add anything else or ask anything else? I hope that's been helpful. But yeah, just keep going, like stay on your mindset, do your PD. I think morning routine is something, again, that if you can share that and be proof of that right now, again, is something that's so powerful. I was actually looking at Melanie Mitro's Instagram the other day, and she's talking a lot about morning routine because, of course, right now it's really important to get into one. Right. Well, I don't want to keep you guys all evening. Thank you for joining. Should we do a boomerang? Yeah. Just gonna get my hold on. There we go. Hold on, I've got this open. Okay. Oh, Annie's there. Perfect. 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. So nice to see you guys. Have a lovely evening. Bye.